So as a realtor, here are 3 renovations I would never do in my own home, just personally. I know I'm going to get a lot of flack over this because many of you are sitting in homes right now where you have spent a lot of money to do these exact upgrades. And listen, there's nothing wrong with any of these. In fact, I think they're all absolutely gorgeous. And so it has nothing to do with what they look like, but just hear me out so I can explain why I would say no to these. Number 1, and this one I do think is quite stunning, black windows. Here in the Northeast, I've seen this trend quite often in the last few years. You're gonna normally see this on all white homes, although I have seen it done on homes with other siding colors. I'm not really sure how I feel about that, but it is very, very popular, particularly for new construction. But again, it is a permanent, very permanent addition to your home. Number 2, marble floors. You're gonna typically see these in bathrooms, sometimes kitchens and even foyers. The trend I've seen the most is the white marble with the gray veining. A lot of times it's used to match like the countertops, if you know what I'm talking about. And while these also look very beautiful and luxurious, they are incredibly slippery, particularly in the bathrooms. So they are a fall risk, and they also tend to show all the dirt. So this one gets my thumbs down purely for a functionality factor. And finally, number 3, and this one is the one I know I'm going to get the most flack about, and people are going to disagree with me. There has been a trend recently to have your kitchen cabinets in like a beautiful dark navy. Sometimes it's a dark or sage green. And normally you're going to see that with a brushed gold handles and fixtures. Now, I've got to tell you that I love the look of this. I think it's absolutely gorgeous. But I would reserve this for a bathroom, something less permanent. But as is the case with all 3 of these renovations, there's one big thing that would hold me back from doing it. First of all, these are very, very expensive upgrades. So that in and of itself should not deter you because after all, upgrades are expensive. But when these trends end, and trust me, they will, they're going to significantly date your home. You know, everyone's going to know exactly when you did them, as opposed to like if you went for cream or white or wood color cabinets. And because these are expensive fixtures within the home, the cost to replace these items will be exorbitant. So let's take the windows, for example. Back in the 70s, it was very trendy to have cream or yellow siding with brown gutters, brown flashing, brown garage doors, brown windows, brown trim, you name it. I can tell you this because my last home was built in 1971, and we had this exact same problem. It ended up making the house look incredibly dated, and no matter what we did, it still looked dated. So in order to change that out, it cost my husband and I a lot of money when we went to sell the home. It is not easy nor cheap to replace all of your windows, kitchen cabinets, or flooring, particularly tile or marble flooring. Carpeting isn't as bad though. So at the end of the day, if a trend is something that you really love and you plan on living in the home for a long time, by all means go for it. After all, you're the one living there and you want it to be someplace that you look forward to, your sanctuary. But if you're considering one of these upgrades, definitely think about the cost long-term should you wish to change them because they're so permanent. Paint, wallpaper, even things like faucets, bathroom vanities, and carpet, those are all less expensive than these very permanent renovations. So let me know what y'all think and be kind to me in the comments. I know that you're going to disagree with me.